Good morning. I've been thinking about the theme for this week, which is beliefs. And, I want to tell you a story. Back in 2007, I've been having a couple too many car accidents. Yeah, I did drive for many years, and I couldn't understand why cars would suddenly pop out. I should have realized. And then I started falling over chairs. Who moved that bloody chair? Wasn't there before. And I'd got a new pair of glasses and I thought, oh, must be a problem with the glasses. That was my belief. Cars were popping out. Must be a problem with the glasses. Chairs, someone's moved the chair. And I never tweaked that it's because I had a sight problem. And I went to my wonderful optometrist. Seriously, the best optometrist in the world. Her name is Lisa Backer at Isaac Narelle. Absolutely brilliant. She's also my friend, so I will be honest. A wonderful friend. And I walked in and I said, yeah, Lisa, I reckon I've got a problem with glasses. They're not quite right. And she said, what do you mean? And I said, tell me what's happening. And I said, yeah, and she said, yeah, we're going to do a test. And Lisa and I've got, our kids are about the same age. So our middle son and Lisa's son are friends, still are friends, you know, family things. Anyway, we were talking family stuff and I'm doing this test. And they call the test a fields test, where you hit the button when you see a light. And I was getting bored. And so we were talking about what kids are up to and what sports and all that stuff that mums do. And we'd done the one side and I'm thinking, oh, it's a bit boring. And oh, well, Lisa's there and we were chatting away and I was, hitting the buttons. And when I saw the lights and Lisa was getting a bit teary. And I was like, oh, okay. And she said, I'll be back. What I didn't know is she'd gone to get her husband, who's also one of my good mates, Ross, and told him what was going on. We only had the one car at the time, and I think from memory he had to go and get my ex-husband and get him back here. Now the kids were, David was in grade 7, which was still primary school back then in Queensland. Pete was grade 10, Nick was grade 9. And by that time, I'd done the other eye, and Lisa was crying. And she said to me straight away, you can never drive again. Told me what the problem was and said, you're on the way to being legally blind. That was the day my whole life turned around in a minute. And why am I telling you this? Because, as I walk around the streets, people feel sorry for me with my cane. You poor person. Oh, that's such a terrible thing to happen. At the time, yeah, I was a bit shell shocked, but by the time we got home, me not driving, and I'm a hoon by nature. I love driving fast. I had to put the mum hat back on, and the mum hat is get the kids dinner and homework, all those things every mum in the world has to do. Get the kids ready for school the next day. Lucky there was the bus, the kids caught the bus. But the first thing was I had to work out how I was going to get to work. Couldn't drive. And so I think my ex-husband must have driven me to the train station. We went together. I can't remember, to be honest. Got myself to work, and I was working in the centre of Brisbane at the time. And this is before I had a long cane. And I don't think I can ever tell you just how terrified I was when I stepped off that train and I had to walk to that building by myself, because it was the first time I realised what I couldn't see. It's a belief pattern, isn't it? You think you know what you can see. You believe what your eyes are telling you. My belief pattern was broken that day. And my world has expanded because that belief pattern getting broken, I see things I would have never seen before. I have done things that I would have never, ever done before. I got to touch very, very old lead line painting. I got to touch the Melbourne Cup before it was sent over here from the Melbourne Cup. Anyway, it was one of the big sporting trophies. I got to touch it because I couldn't see it. I have done things I would never have done in my life before, all through breaking the belief pattern. So, two things I want you to get out of this. One, break your belief. My belief was I trusted what my eyes were telling me. And we know now that was really, really. And the second thing is never feel sorry for a person with a disability. Do you know why? Odds on, they're having a better life than you. They are doing things, they are meeting people, they are challenging the situation. They are true problem solvers. You have to problem solve every minute of every day. And when I was a normal person, I was solving problems. I was, but not as many problems as a person with disability has to solve. And they have to solve it in a way that's outside of the realm of what a normal person can do.